Virtual Racing School was developed to provide support to the next generation of sim racers. No matter if you're a rookie or veteran or what car or track you'll be racing, our goal is to provide training every step of the way. We found that iRacing can be quite difficult without proper training. There needed to be a way to prepare for on-track racing. With VRS, you can literally learn from the best sim racers in the world, including 4-time NASCAR iRacing World Champion Ray Alfala.
And Ray Alfala is a 4-time champion of the NASCAR Peak-Antifreeze iRacing Series.
3-time iRacing Grand Prix World Champion Martin Kroenke.
Martin Kroenke becomes a 3-time world champion.
Rallycross World Champion Mitchell de Jong.
Mitchell de Jong is now champion for the iRacing Rallycross World Championship Series.
And many other top sim racers. Data packs include everything you need to start learning. Our World Championship coaches create the data packs by setting a hot lap or a series of fast laps for you to compare, analyze, and replicate. Data packs also include a tutorial where the coach points out techniques they use to hit the fast lap. This gives you access to the latest driving techniques and setups before you even hit the track. Sign up for a free account and download the VRS telemetry logger. With this application running seamlessly in the background, your laps automatically start syncing to the VRS website. From there, you can analyze and compare 2 laps of your choice, whether it's your data, the coaches, or your teammates. VRS will automatically target improvement opportunities so you can get up to speed even faster. VRS also makes it easy for you to request and schedule one-on-one or group coaching sessions. These sessions can range from 30 to 90 minutes, and you can select the car, track, and setup combination of your choice. Visit virtualracingschool.com today to sign up and get started.
Howdy, everybody, and welcome to the iGPFun Formula 3 series presented by Virtual Racing School. We are here live at WeatherTech Raceway, Laguna Seca, here for another fantastic round of Formula 3 racing. I'm Austin. I am joined by Marco Barbonera, and you're here live watching Apex Racing TV.
Hello everyone and welcome. Yes, it's a bit early today, but thanks for having us on your computers, TVs, whatever, for this early start of the iGPFun race, week number 6, race number 6, as Austin was saying, from Laguna Seca. Gavin Petty leads the way in the standings, in front of Thiago Marteau, Andy Flint, Tobias also, and Alex Fournier, so Gavin went to the top of the table, he's got 197 points, of course Marteau trying to come back after the crash he had in Hockenheim. That he has only 4 finished races, same as Olson, which I think skipped 1, and Fournier. So interesting stuff in the overall standings. In the 2000 standings, so I rating 2000 and low, it is Martin Devine with a big lead over Elvin Kortecastle and Reed Dennis. 4th is Phil Waller, and 5th is Christian Glamsetter. So Austin, championship at the halfway point right now, and this is an interesting race for sure for the Formula 3 cars. So track that everybody knows, a free track on the service, of course, but at the same time incredibly tricky.
Laguna Seca is definitely one of those tracks that definitely deserves a trickier than it looks. When you take a lap around here, you really understand on how tricky this place can really be. Turn 1, it's very wide, very long, and you know, you can make it move around the outside and also on the inside here. That double apex corner in the Andretti hairpin is always special, and probably the part that everyone's going to really be trying to take the most out, as we see back-to-back incidents in the corkscrew from Luca Varani. Right there, the corkscrew, that giant drop off to the left, chicane, and then turn straight to the right. It's always going to be tricky, and you know, you don't want to dip the wheel in the grass right there. Passing cars into there is a spectacle to behold, and it's the pinnacle of this track. But don't forget about the other corners. You got that fast king leading up the hill into that final into the corkscrew. Those two right-handers after the hairpin, very tight, mischievously tight. You will go wide if you aren't paying attention. Pretty much every corner here, except for the last, well, as soon as I say except for the last corner, this is Timu going around in that last corner. This place is hard.
It is very hard. The little concession iRacing made, I think, at the beginning of this season, or the previous season, I don't remember now, honestly.
I think it was previous.
That they added, you know, you can finally use that extra bit of tarmac coming out of the final corner. You will see it here, that maybe you will see it here.
The green AstroTurf.
Yes, that was off track, and it was incredibly frustrating. Especially as a rookie, you know, you're a rookie, you go there, oh, it's a good lap, oh, look at that, it's a little bit of track extension. 1x off track.
No, my SR, cries in R.
Yes.
But the funny thing is, you can also extend the track extremely wide heading into turn 1, too.
Yes.
You won't be seeing that in these F3 cars, but I know back in Mazdas and Formula Vs, that's the racing line.
Qualifying is over, Austin, and so we can bring the drivers and viewers, for that matter, onto the starting grid.
Yep, we got a jam-packed grid, 43 cars stacked up here. Two Thiago Martos starting up on pole, followed by Tobias Osselin, Jerome Landon, and Gavin Petty, your top 4. They're followed by Lucas Marie, Max Bartolota, Will McIntyre, Alex Fournier, Luca Ferrari, Josh McCall. Sorry. Following up right behind him, they're followed by Andy Flick and Victor Barris in 12th place. Behind them is Luciano Lorenzo, Leonardo Ocheri, Antonio Tellez, Timu Milikanagis, Adam Talsma, Cody Graham, Samuel Hermer, Philip Lucas, Simon Fessi, Andrea Brichetti, Julio Palico, and Stuart Millen. Right behind him, they're followed by Richard Veen, Ryan Berry, Max Miller, Mark Mathis, Nick Carty, Massimo De Laurentiis, Robert Ridgway, Alex Hopkins, Zoltan Sobotter, Kuji Aito, Martin Devine, and Antonio Brzezinski in 36. They're followed by Antonio Benitiez, JJ Gonzalez, Patrick Rollins, Luis Thaluvet, Simone Bancrate, Christian Glamstetter, and Greg Waters at the end of our 43-car grid. And I'm expecting a very fast get up and go race here today because, you know, we're starting early so we don't clash with the other event that you might hear in the background of my microphone if you listen very closely. Though I just think it's some NASCAR thing. I'm not really sure what's going on up the street.
I mean, unless you live in the future, the real life Grand Prix doesn't start for an hour, so we have all the time to bring you this race as we are good to go. And I have to say, for a earlier start time, is a greatly attended race.
It is a very greatly attended race. Even in the commentary booth, both of us are ready to go, and I
hope that we are ready to go.
Well, both of us are ready to go. I'm very excited for this, and we're liking the early format. Well, these drivers are up and early. It's time to go green, green, green here at Laguna Seca. It's a great start by Osselin off the line immediately right beside Marteau. As side by side they go, heading into the Andretti hairpin, Marteau and Osselin. Marteau's got the inside, Osselin on the outside. Osselin backs out from it. Lamley's right behind him. Maruk and Bartolota are side by side as well as the rest of the field shuffles into the Andretti hairpin. Coming out of the Andretti hairpin, it looks like Fournier and McCall have made moves up into in the top 10 on Will McIntyre and Luca Verani.
Yeah, good start by everyone. Everything seems to be pretty clean as per IGP fan standards. Marteau, Olson, Lamy, Petty and Marouk with Bartolotta profiting from a mistake. Marouk also getting passed by Alex Fournier, so a mistake probably, and now he goes wide, so terrible sequence of corners for the Canadian.
Yeah, Lucas Marouk falling down 4 spots right now, heading into the corkscrew. Hopefully he doesn't get desperate right here and try to risk one, as this is the first time into the corkscrew. Anything could happen right there. And there it goes. We got a car around at the top of the corkscrew, and it's a big crash. I believe that is Richard Van Veen, the one affected, and Ryan Berry. Van Veen went around, and Ryan Berry was there, caught up in the action, nowhere to go as they're coming down the front straight. One car went a little bit wide, but our fight for the lead is still Marteau, Olson, and Lambley. They're top 3.
Big fight here. Joshua McCall making, I think, his series debut today, and he's having a nice run in 9th place, fighting with, of course, the boss Luca Varani, Lucas Marouk there, as Temu goes past Lennard in this Scandinavian duel. So Temu, he had a fantastic race at Hockenheim, then he skipped the next round, and now he's back.
Yeah, it's great to see Temu back in the seat. Yeah, that was a great move he just pulled on O'Cherry. He stuck his nose down the inside. You can see that oh my gosh, there it goes. Leonardo O'Cherry way wide through the kink, and he lost a lot of speed right there, losing a position to Tellus, and then he locks up the brakes.
Oh dear.
He's trying to hold it around the outside, but he was cut off, and look down to the inside. Here comes Ada Talsma. What a fantastic sequence of corners for Ada Talsma, making up 2 spots right there, making those corporate partners of his very happy.
Fournier on Bartolotta, good defending from the Italian, who's taking part of the official Italian F3 championship. Oh dear, what happened there? Someone went wide.
Oh, that has a lot of smoke. It's Fournier. Fournier's off. He's in the outside gravel. I'm not sure. He doesn't have damage. Yeah, I don't believe he's hit the wall, but...
So we were just watching Bartolotta, so something must have happened,
Might have gone into the grass.
Yeah,
he got off track right there, did the wheel off, and went flying into the gravel and the dirt and the gravel, and also off of Samuel Hermer off the exit of the Andretti hairpin. There was also some smoke up there up ahead. So it might not be the only one. O'Cherry is off in the gravel as well, coming out of the kink.
We talked about this also in a tricky racetrack for sure, despite being a rookie racetrack. So everyone in iRacing, basically when you sign up, you get this track included in the base package, but still that doesn't make it any less difficult to drive, and of course not the grippiest of tracks, and it has so many tough corners. You really need to be on point, also due to the lack of tarmac runoff, so you can be helped by these orange thingies, because they basically indicate the apex of every corner, but on the other hand, especially with these cars, you don't want to hit them.
Both of us have learned from mistakes that they are not ramps, and you shouldn't go off of them. If anyone was watching the W Series, yeah, they got a few cars airborne at Circuit of the Americas this weekend. And hopefully everyone who was hit by those curbs is okay. And they got so bad that they actually removed them off the exit of Turn 1, which makes me wonder why they were there in the first place if they were just going to... Anyway, before I just start talking about real-life motorsports and sausage curbs politics, you can't really remove sausage curbs in sim racing on a weekend. Unless you're a dev and you're listening to this, then Greg would just knock my head and say, yes, I can. But Greg's not here.
Here comes McCall. Following very closely the number 19 of Lucas Marukan is having a great race. Josh McCall +2 on his qualifying position. Let's have a look at Christian Glamsetter, who didn't qualify. +15 for him. There is.
Yeah, Christian Glamsetter, you know, he's also involved in his second appearance this weekend on Apex Racing TV. He participates in the Apex Racing Academy Formula Renault 2.0 series. He's doing pretty well over there as they were at Mid-Ohio, and you know, we might need to talk to him about his adaptiveness from 2.0 to F3 to other cars he drives. As Marteau gets a little lick off track, he's still pulling out a gap to everybody else, plus 2.3 seconds to the rest of the field right there, as Oslin and Lamley are nose to tail with each other.
But Austin, we have seen in the past few weeks Tobias Olsson is a driver that really comes through, shines in the long distance. So,
Yes.
but at the same time, we haven't seen Marteau being this dominant this season, or certainly in quite a while. He is absolutely flying today.
Yeah, after 6 laps, and you know, you only get 1 minute 15 seconds to really impress around here. That's the lap time that is Marteau's putting down right there, and nobody can really catch up to him. He's just very consistent, as that was O'Cherry, I believe, pulling off to the left and retiring the car. It wasn't Oslin or Lamley.
No, it was Cherry. You're absolutely right. Oh, here we go.
Dipped the wheel off into the grass off the exit and somehow kept that from going back onto the track. Very heads-up driving and track re-entry by Josh McCall. Unfortunate incident right there, but you can see he's kept the other drivers in mind and not rejoined the track immediately. Didn't flank his car around the track. And let's take an onboard ride. It was his back right wheel, so he's going to be using all the track right here, and the back end just slipped out. And he goes off the track. That is so unfortunate when it happens to you.
You know, especially when you are having a great race as Mili Kangas with Flint, battling side by side.
Yeah, Mili Kangas had that inside line, so Timu is going to go up another spot, +6 for him today, as Andy Flint is right behind him in 11th.
Pushing super hard is Marteau, 14.92, 14.94 for Olson, 15.04 for Jerome Lamy, who's of course still very much close to Olson, and Gavin Petty, 15.12, 15.09 for Max Bartolotta in 5th. But of course, being in clean air is absolutely important, as McCall is already trying to make amends and is pushing hard on the back of Stuart Milne in his number 49 car, always recognizable, as behind him Alex Fournier, another error. Oh, this is a big one.
Crash. Yeah, that's Fournier's race. He is out. Fournier in the wall, wheels are off, and so is the wing. Let's take a replay look right here. Do you think he hit that inside curb?
Usually that's what happens when...
to the right.
Yeah, when you push wide, yeah. Ouch.
That's a massive hit on the curb and the wall. Glad this is a sim when you see an incident like that.
As you were talking about a short lap, and Thiago Marteau, and by proxy all his rivals, about to get into a bit of traffic.
Yeah, the traffic's already showing up from cars that either had incidents earlier or penalties, or just a unlucky race so far, as Olsen and Lamley go through that extremely tight heat. Let's bring up the dancing dots of doom. See you just after 8 laps to show you on how much this track has been covered by all 43 cars right now, and you can see our leader with that one heading into the penultimate corner. There's a little bit of daylight left out there right now, as I believe Muller has had a off-track excursion, just so does Bartolotta, going off almost into the pit lane, and they're followed by McIntyre.
It seemed like, you know,
the track.
We've seen this season, Austin, a couple of times that when someone goes off, it happened, of course, at Snetterton, but also we had that corner at Hockenheim where everybody went off multiple times. You know,
Yes.
first car goes off, and then, you know,
Monkey do.
yeah, everyone follows through, but we don't want that.
We don't want it, but it does make for good television.
Especially Temu was particularly guilty of that at Hockenheim, because in the corner, he went off like 5 times in the corner entering the Motodrome.
No, it wasn't 5, it was more like 10.
More like 10, yeah.
It got to the point where we just said that's his line, and we just accepted it.
And we were saying, you know, we had experience with the Super Truck series there, and we know that the more you go off, eventually you're going to rubber that line.
Yes, but it doesn't work as well in the Formula 3 car, but he was actually making up moves while doing that, so he was really having fun. And speaking of the Super Truck series, they were doing some testing here at Laguna Seca, and you know, they were getting some airtime off of the corkscrew, which is insane when you think about it, because there's no real takeoff point. It's just full throttle through there. It's just the drop off is so sudden that they just get airtime off of it.
On board with the Austrian Philip Lucas, a nice train with Hopkins, Ridgway, Simon Fessy and Lucas himself fighting hard for P19 as they enter lap number 10. We already have 12 minutes off the book. Remember, we have a 1 hour time limit, but that is almost never, no, that is never been hit. Yeah, and the weather, by the way, Austin, I'm so happy. The last Sunday of daylight saving is beautiful.
Yeah, last Sunday of daylight savings for you. I still got another week of
Oh
it.
yeah, of course. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yes. And I love that because every American sporting event starts earlier for me, for a week or 2.
I hate it because every time I commentate on a European event, I'm always confused.
Don't be confused, Austin. Look at this.
I will.
Ridgway and Simon Fessy, and now
and he goes around, and he makes
dear.
contact as well.
I think
I'm not sure. He tapped Lucas.
It's either Lucas or Simon. But I think it was.
Look at Lucas.
Philip
He's got
Lucas is
damage.
struggling.
I think Lucas has suspension damage, and he does. That slight wheel tap around the corkscrew. Let's run on board of Philip Lucas to see what happened here. You can see Fessy getting down to the inside. He's loose on the brakes right there, clips the inside grass, and then boom,
left rear.
left rear. And you can see Lucas. Watch him try to go around this corner right now. He's just going to be struggling off the exit, and then boom wobble, boom wobble, boom wobble, and he's just gone into the pit lane. It's unfortunate that that little tap could do that to such a small car, but these are Italian cars, so I'm not all surprised.
Oh,
Temu! Went up to the inside, locked up the rears, went around and into Victor Barris right there. And that is the risk you take when going into the corkscrew.
Now, is Victor Car okay? He stays out. There is Simone Pancri going slow and causing havoc.
Front left wing is damaged. Front left wing is damaged. I don't know if Victor knows that though. We know it because our cameras are much higher than him, and I know a few drivers who drive with their cameras at max height so they can see the front wing if it does have damage. And I love how iRacing, they force you into a first person. Let's take a onboard look of Temu, and well, the back end is going to soon become the rear end, and then bam into the front of that car and directly into the wheel, but no suspension damage. It looks like for Victor Barris, but it is front wing damage. But yeah, I do know a few people that have their cameras much higher than the driver's head actually is. Which
but, you know,
is good
Austin,
if you're trying to...
Yeah, I mean, yeah. One thing I wanted to say, by the way, as we have a problem.
Yes, the 194 of Julio going off as Cody Grahams is stopped on the front straight.
That's
might
one
be
for
having
the...
a little might be mechanical or something. I saw him get his car rolling, so, you know, there's no safety car here. It's all iRacing control. There's no safety cars on road courses. You know, certain situations there should be. But yeah, we don't have that.
Let's see if Cody has moved this car from the dangerous position. No, so something is clearly wrong there, and he's sitting in a very dangerous position.
I think one of his screens might have gone dark, or his VR might have failed if he's in VR. I've had that issue, and you know, you get into that point where everything just goes black. Does he just shoot off to the left here? Yep. Well, he assumes that that's a safe spot, so he just.
I mean, it looks like more like you know, the pizza delivery came.
Oh no! You know, I've had that before when I was racing. I made the brave decision to. Yeah, I made the brave decision to stop the car on track, run up there, open the door, and then run back into the sim. It was during an endurance race and nobody else was home.
By the way, fastest lap of the race for Tobias Olsson. Are we seeing what we have been seeing for the past few races, Austin?
I don't think so. Yes, this was fast lap of the race, but compared to Marteau, it is just a 10th faster. You know, if Olsson continues this groove, he will catch Marteau, but Marteau is so consistent, and we got traffic here now, so the traffic is really going to be playing a problem here for Olsson and Marteau, and he's got Lamley right behind him. Jerome Lamley could start making a little bit of fight for second place, but he's just been sitting in third place this entire time. And you know, we got a good move that we were watching while we were talking about that of Luca Ferrani, as that is Lucas Marut gone wide. Ferrani down to the inside, heading into the kink, and easy money right there for the head boss.
Arto responds 48.468.
3/10 faster than Olsson.
So, by the way, it seems like Temu's car is okay because he's pushing very hard and now trying to put a move on Temu, and he went past Tony Jimenez previous lap, and now Josh McCall and Max Muller side by side as they head down the front straight, which is not really a straight. Here comes Josh on the comeback trail, gets the job done, and back to 14th.
Easy. What a move by Josh McCall. You know, he had that spin. You wonder where he would be. He'd be somewhere higher in the top 10 right now, but he's looking to get back into the top 10 even after that spin. Let's take a look at Adam Talsma and Timu Milikakis right behind him. So they head up the hill and in through that kink right there. And you know, I know Laguna Seca is also famous for a few other things. They got a little Gravity Sports stuff going on here. They have a few soapbox derby cars that actually do start at the top of the corkscrew, but they do not go down the corkscrew. They go down the other way, the run up and down that hill. And the racing course goes through that little bit of a kink right there. I saw some videos, and you know, watching soapbox derby stuff is pretty fun.
It is fun.
I don't know if they do soapbox derby stuff in Europe. I'm not.
Yeah, we have the Red Bull soapbox race.
Yeah, those are great.
And many others probably.
Yeah, many others. Though I do admire your hills. You got a lot more hills than we do in Texas. It's whoa, Fessy tried to hold around the outside. You saw that mid corner. That mid-corner hesitation right there. It looked like you got a little bit loose. I'm not sure what that was, but Fessy, his car is looking a bit Fessy right there.
And Jerome Lamy.
Sam would be proud of that. Sam would be
yeah. I think Jerome is really... I mean, apart from that little blip earlier, Marteau has been consistently faster than Olsson, and now Olsson is really in the deep struggle with Jerome Lamley, who's having a fantastic race today.
Yeah, Lamley is just sitting back there. The top four haven't changed position. at all, but
Oh!
there goes Oslin, and Oslin kept it on the track, and Lamley, I think he's just trying to pressure Oslin, but Lamley goes wide as well. He sees the red mist ahead of him. When you see a car ahead of you just start struggling going off the track, you really just immediately start getting aggressive as something has happened to Talisman. Talisman is off wide in the Andretti hairpin.
And he was fighting with Temu and other drivers. Hopefully
Temu down to the inside. Talisman, oh, he locked up the brakes.
Is there, Austin, an easy braking zone in this track? I don't think there is. It's so tricky.
The final corner. I would say the easiest corner for me is the final corner to get a good braking zone in. Everywhere else is always misleading. Andretti hairpin. I can tell you how many times where I brake. Oh my gosh. That is the longest and the 30.
If
the lap car of the vet. The lap car and Timu making contact, and let's watch Timu as he's approaching him. Oh, he just spun right in front of him. Team
oh, unlucky. So unlucky.
Those are the ones that you just hate. You hate seeing it so many times.
And you know, with Temu Milikangas, in Italy we say, something like you live by the sword, you die by the sword, or something like that, no? He was the one hitting another driver accidentally at the corkscrew, and now we got the other side of the stick, basically.
Yeah, you live by the sword and you die by a random arrow hitting you in the knee.
What are you, a soldier in Skyrim?
Well, hey, I used to be a race car driver like you, but I took a tire in the face.
Exactly.
I've been playing a lot of New World, so, they kind of merge a bit. One second, I need to start back.
Marteau with a fantastic lap, 14.33, is pushing super hard. He doesn't want to leave anything to chance. He wants to pull away as far as possible from everyone, and so far, fantastic stuff from him. And you can see lap 15 was a little bit of a struggle for Marteau maybe with lap traffic, but apart from that, he has absolutely been, and don't get me wrong, Olson is also going super fast. This is not a knock on Olson, not a knock on Jerome Lamy, but of course if you can keep up this pace, and now we are at the halfway point, past it by the way, because we are on lap 19 right now, and so certainly a great drive from Thiago Marteau this week, as we are jumping on board with Jerome Lamy. You can see Austin fighting with that steering wheel, trying to...
he's really
look at that,
fighting that steering wheel, keeping some pressure on Oslo as they both go off the track, using that AstroTurf to their advantage. I also have to say, gosh, I love Daniel Ricciardo. As they're both going down to the inside to the Andretti hairpin. Jerome Lynn says, you go out down the inside. I'm going to try to hold you around the outside right here. And I've seen incidents where you can do it. And, oh, man, they are just squirming for track position. They are right on each other's edge right here. Lamley is putting a lot of pressure on Osland. Osland is definitely looking in his mirrors.
This is going to be incredible because I think that Lamy's got a bit more pace right now. He's really being close to Orson, but never as close as these last couple of laps. Here we go to the corkscrew once again and down the hill.
Ooh. It looked like also had a little bit of a lockup right there. He's struggling on his brakes just a little bit. That pressure from Lamley is making him make a bit more mistakes right here. Lamley could be playing the long game and forcing a mistake into Osland. Watch out with this traffic. This could also spark a little bit of interest. Look how many cars are in front of them.
Oh man,
there's definitely going to be some traffic heading into the Andretti hairpin for these two.
And the three Italians, Pancri, De Laurentiis and Brachetti, the two teammates, are among this
look
group.
up behind him.
Oh dear.
Lamley around the outside. Osland goes a little bit wide. Lamley gets out of the way, but there's no traffic right now. But here we go. heading into the infield section. But they all, I think they've all kind of calmed down just a little bit. But it is going to be jam-packed right here. You can see also just like, can I look down the inside of this guy? No, I can't. Oh, the corkscrew is going to be a bit crazy.
I think staying on board with Jerome is the best bet we have for these next few laps, because this is going to be intense. Especially because when you have back markers, Austin, the braking difference here at the corkscrew is so massive.
Oh, and you can see Austin, he's just like, I need to get past these people. Jerome is right on my tail. Jerome's just watching as they're going side by side up ahead of him. And oh, one goes off right there. And that's one out of the way. That's two out of the way right there. We got a slow car on the apex. We got a little bit more. Lamley is just taking this regular racing line. Austin is looking out to the inside, looking down to the outside, looking back down to the inside, all the way down onto the inside with that draft of the car ahead of him. And he's now going to be forced to go out wide. And there's that break. The door is open for Austin. Austin dives it down to the inside, but was that a little bit too early of a dive? Lamley could have dived down to the inside right there, but that would have hurt his braking line again. As they get past most of that pack right there. Luca Ferrari and McIntyre in a fight. But look at that!
Oh man. And Olson went a bit into the gravel. I saw that on the events viewer, which by the way you can follow on the live timing link in the chat, if I remember to post it before the start of the race. I hope I did. Let me give it a check. Yes, I did. I didn't pin it, so maybe this is better. But so probably some misunderstanding with the lapped car caused Olson to go to the gravel. That opened the door partially for Lemmy, but quick to close the door was Tobias Olson.
That is high traffic pressure right there, and this isn't IMSA. This is a Formula 3 racing, but these drivers, you know, traffic is all around the track, and it's now part of the game later in this race, as you can see Luca and McIntyre having a fight with each other right now. Luca Ferrari, Will McIntyre. Luca's all in that draft right now, heading down into the Andretti hairpin. He's going to be forced to go out wide right here. And he's ahead heading into the corner. He can hold around the outside to keep that foot on the throttle. We got a car off. That's number 3. And now Ferrari's on the inside. He's got an advantage, but he lets McIntyre by. But not by for long. Ferrari, McIntyre, nose to tail right now. Ferrari, Slate moved down to the inside underneath the mother's window tent banner. And he into the very tight mid-corner. Ferrari, McIntyre still side by side. Ferrari gets back behind McIntyre. Up through the kink they go. But what a race and what a moment between these two drivers.
Fantastic stuff as we enter into the closing stage of the race. And now, of course, Lucas Maruk has also joined the party with all this big fighting, and in front seems like Olson has been able to temporarily repel the attacks of Jerome Lamy for the time being, not by much. Simone Pancri letting everybody by. By the way, Austin, if you, if you people at home are interested in joining iGPFun, you can, and it's a great community with 2 requirements. The first being able to control an F3 car in a big field, and the second, of course, behaving nicely. And you can do that, and of course, this is the link to their Discord server, and you can get, of course, a lot of helping from the other drivers, setup help, driving help, you know, everything, because this series races on the same track as the official F3 series each week. Of course, you get the race, which is a bit longer than the official series. It's very clean. There is a lot of good rules to follow to ensure clean racing and to avoid those famous in the official F3 pileups on the first lap and, you know, crazy driving. And yeah, plus you get to be live on Apex Racing TV every Sunday. So, man,
I believe we are actually banned from racing in the series, as they have a commentator's clause that we should always be on the mic.
You know, and you know, I'm loving everything everything I've done. As here we go with Olson and Lamy once again. Lamy switches to the outside. Olson covers the inside very well. But right now, as you know, this is the one I'm going to miss the most, Austin. I have to be honest with you.
Yeah, commentating IGP Fun with Formula 3 with you is always my favorite time of the week. You know, it's just you and me commentating massive grids and great racing, just having a blast here on Sunday. Always fun. Races, races.
That was actually.
Lamley somehow kept that straight.
That was live team radio from Jerome Lamy, by the way. You know, like.
You know, we just implemented that feature right there. We're just that good. Live team radio. New feature. Oh, late dive, late look by Bartolota down the inside of Gavin. Petty, well, I don't think he was looking at his beers at all. But Bartolota really...
No, sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you, but Max Bartolotta is driving in the Italian Automobile Club Esports Championship for F3 this season, which is going on right now. They race every 2 weeks. And incredibly, Max Bartolotta
is here.
Is in big trouble. Like he is for some reason he is not able to show the. And when I comment the races and the other commentators don't know this, I say, guys, it's inexplicable because Max Bartolotta on Sundays is one of the best drivers in a 50-60 car grid, and then he's mired in midfield of so I'm always the names that I find in other leagues, I always root for them, especially from IGP Fun, and especially when it's Italian stuff. So because I think I have the insider knowledge of seeing these drivers race every Sunday. But big mystery in my opinion.
It does seem odd, but we got the best F3 drivers here. Sometimes the tail of the tape aligns with that series. I'm not sure if it's a fixed or open setup, and I know a few drivers are better with open setups than fixed setups. As McIntyre and Verani once again side by side. Heading into the Andretti hairpin. McIntyre able to stay ahead of Verani right there. So we got 10 laps to go here at Laguna Seca.
Oh, this is the opening he was looking for. Or maybe not. 3 wide. Here comes also Maruk.
Now looks Maruk. Blessing in disguise right there. Maruk is on the tail now. Verani could have made that move stick. He could have, but he saw that lapped car and he just, he was right beside him right there. And here comes Verani. He's got the move ready and made right beside him. And McIntyre spins on the inside. Verani applied the pressure and McIntyre bit the bullet. Locked up the rears. And this is not the first time we've seen something like this happen. Locks up the rears, about to head into the brake zone. About to head into the corkscrew, and McIntyre falls down to 8th place. So unfortunate.
Austin, we have talked about the curse of the organizer also racing as Lamy goes for a bit of off-roading there. The organizer racing, especially in a league like this, you have to lead by example, and so I can understand why Luca is sometimes very tentative with the moves. So it's a curse, I always say, because you don't want to have to face the rest of the drivers after the race, red in the face, like after causing a collision. So, but patience was rewarding for Luca there. But now he has to contend with the resurgent Lucas Maruk.
Yeah, Maruk's got a good charge on Verani after they got caught up in some traffic. That's what some good and bad traffic can really change this race for you. As Verani, he's got his car up ahead. I believe that is, I'm not sure who that is. It's one of the Flaps VRT cars.
Should be Patrick Rowlands, I think. Let's see if I'm correct. No.
Yeah, no, he's ahead of McIntyre. It is the 59.
Marty Devine, then, the 58.
58. Dyslexic. That is Luca Ferrandi still leading out everybody. Well, leading out Maruk behind him. The person leading out everybody right now has got a 6-second gap to the rest of the field. The one, the only QT Bartow leading, well, by 6 seconds, 29 laps, and nothing. No errors whatsoever here today. That fight for second place is still going on. It's spread out just a bit as Olsen has about a 8/10 gap to Lamley in second and third.
Samuel Ermer had a mistake earlier, if I'm not mistaken. Trying to come back down in P14, which is not certainly a position we are used to see him. Other drivers who trying to come back is Victor Varris, fighting now with Zoltan Zomotor for P20. It's been a tough race for a lot of drivers, Austin.
It certainly has. A lot of drivers really trying for some moves. Here's Ermer down the inside. And that is a very, very nice move right there. He's got a lot of speed on... That was for 13th, right?
That was for
or was that a lap car?
No, that was for P13 going past Julio
Yeah,
Palacio.
was it?
Oh dear,
speaking
oh
of
man,
some of the
oh no.
couples, that's a that is Mathis behind Stuart Millen right there. Mark Mathis, you know, the steward's going to have to take a look at that and just say, buddy, we put those up to keep people from going in there.
Yeah, I always tell this story, Austin. Sorry if I interrupted you there, but I get the new Porsche GT4 and I go out for a ride in Laguna Seca because why not? No, I think the Fan Series week 13 was there.
Yeah.
And I hit one of those thingies there.
Yeah, the car exploded.
Then I do a couple of corners. See where Luca is right now. No, I do. Oh, that's a big dive there from Lucas, but he thinks better of it. So I go here, do the left-hander. I do the right-hander. At this point, like exactly here, I hear a metallic sound and my car is sent speeding into the wall. And I look back in the mirror and I see the orange pole, cone, whatever, waving goodbye to me, you know?
Goodbye to your race and anyone who paid for your car.
Exactly. So, you know, the cones, that they only slow you down, but those things, they can actively, like, try to take you out of the race.
Yeah, it's always risky when you hit them. You don't get a penalty if you actually hit them. You know, in some series, if you do hit them, you will get some damage. Speaking of damage, I think somebody just crashed behind Bartolota coming out of the course. I'm not sure who that was.
That would be Antonio Benitez, if I think, was not having a good race, unfortunately for him. Lap 32, this race is flying by. Let's give you a run through the top 10. Thiago Marteau leads the way in front of Tobias Olsson. Is 6 seconds the gap between the pair of them. Jerome Lamy is sitting in third in front of Gavin Petty and Max Bartolotta. This is your top 5. Then we have Luca Varani, who's having dare I say, Austin, some kind of resurgence later. He's having some good races back to back to back as they go past a lapped car. But he's been hunted down by Lucas Maruk.
No, it's October, we can say haunted.
Okay, thank you for saving me there. Will McIntyre is in 8th, Luciano Lorenzo is in 9th, and Josh McCall, after the mistake he had earlier, is having a nice comeback. Yeah, and back in the top 10.
Yeah, and you know, even with a few cars haunting a few other cars, Mark Mathis and Stuart Millen still nose to tail with each other in this fight for 15th. And, you know, there are 19 cars on the lead lap here.
Tough race for everyone.
Tough race, and it just shows on how much pace that Marteau has. And we got a few more laps remaining. You know, we might finish this race with about 18 cars on the lead lap, which, when you think about it, is nuts. Because in qualifying, everybody was so close with each other. And, Mathis goes a bit wide right there.
And Temu's coming back at him.
Yeah, Temu's back. Temu sneaking up on Mathis, giving him a slow haunt as he goes down to the inside. And he's going to strike it, send it up the inside to the Agility hairpin, and holds off him right there mid-corner. And Temu back in the 16th where he started.
And there's his teammate starting another lap.
Teammate in the organization term, but not direct teammate. Temu is part of Team Shazoo 2. QT Marteau is just part of Team Shazoo.
Austin, please.
No.
Austin,
Okay.
Austin, come on. Jerome Lamy, 14.21.
Okay, that's the teammates, okay? I just
14.21.
Technically.
Go away. 14.21 for Jerome Lamy in this lap number 33 that just finished. Lap number 34 starting right now. So Jerome, who has lost a bit of contact with Tobias Olsson. And so he's trying to come back at him. A lot of lap traffic in front of these guys. So I have to keep an eye on that. Milne now under pressure from Milli Kangas. And he gets the job done. Austin, come back, come on. You are allowed back into the commentary box.
It's cold outside. I hope you know that. So we ride on board of Stuart Millen, still trying to catch back to Temu. As Tire wear is taking an issue on these cars right now.
Yes, especially after pushing so hard, as I was saying earlier. The same track as the official series, but longer races, therefore tire wear is at a premium.
Yeah, tire wear definitely at a premium right now, and these small lockups we're seeing that people are having heading into the corkscrew are definitely showing their wares right now, but the one person who doesn't have to worry about that is the one person who I don't think is locked up. I spoke too soon right there. He did lock up on the apex of the corkscrew, but Thiago Marteau still 6.2 seconds ahead of Osley. He did lose a little bit of time to him, but he's just been so consistent that this is going to be a very short final lap for him. White flag in the air, the last lap here at Laguna Seca for the Team Shazoo driver.
Now, the previous lap, both Marteau and Olsson got their personal best, which of course goes a bit against what I said about tire wear, but that applies only if you are gentle with the tires. I was talking to the former Italian Esports F3 champion, and he told me that yes, theoretically you want to have as much temperature as possible. The more you run, the more you give temperature to these tires, which are tough to get into temperature, into the optimal range. But once you get there and you start getting the fuel off the car, that is of course a good thing. But you have to be on point with your driving. The moment you start having to have a scrappy race, then of course you are seeing what we're seeing in the midfield with drivers who are really fighting with these cars. As we enter the final few corners, Austin, Thiago Marteau, big party for him today.
Yeah, big party for Marteau right here. He dominated from race start to race finish. Nobody can touch Thiago Marteau. Takes checkered flag and the victory once again here at Laguna Seca in the iGPFun Formula 3 Series. 18 cars finish on the lead lap. Oslin and Lamley come home in second and third place. as this is Tellez in a fight with Talisman on the last lap. Are we going to be seeing Talisman or Hermer make a move right there? We got 3 cars in the fight for each other, heading into the corkscrew, coming out of the corkscrew right now. Tellez, Hermer, and Talisman, all of them are still so close with each other. And looking down the inside goes Talisman. Here comes Hermer. Watch Hermer. Here comes Hermer. Hermer on the outside, trying to make the move around the outside of the final corner. Hermer all the way off into the outer turf, but it's Talisman down to the inside. Hermer and Talisman side by side with each other. It's going to be a drag race across the line. It's going to be Hermer by 200ths of a second for P12. Oh, you gotta love something like that. We might see another one right here. Getting a little bit slow as Mathis. Andy Flint has got a good amount of speed, but it's going to be too little too late. Mathis is going to come across the line in 17th, just a bit ahead of Andy Flint, and I believe that is all of our cars across the line.
Oh, there is one left, but it was Simone Pancri. Now he's home safe and sound, so we should be able to give you the results right now. I know you are all eager to jump to your couch, or if you're having one of these TV connected to the internet, you just want to switch the channel. Please don't be in a rush. We have plenty of time to
They're
give you...
still on the grid, don't worry.
Don't worry. While here we have some fantastic donuts, American style, for Thiago Bartol.
Yeah!
Burns it down! I beat you to that, Austin, I'm sorry.
Well, hey, once at a time, you always get to say it. I got the high.
Thiago Marto, your winner, in front of Tobias Olsson and Jerome Lamy in third. Gavin Petty was fourth in front of Max Bartolotto, Luca Varani, Lucas Maruk and Will McIntyre. Luciano Lorenzo in ninth. Joshua McCall in 10th. Then we have Antonio Jimenez Teyes, Samuel Ermer, Adam Tasma and Julio Palacio in 14th. Temu Milikangas in 15th in front of Stuart Milne, Mark Matisse and Andy Flint in 18th. 19th was Simon Fessy and 20th was Victor Barris. Zoltan Zomotor in 21st in front of Christian Glamsetter and Robert Ridgway. Nice to have him back. Antonio Rusecki 24th in front of Nick Carty, Ryan Berry, Martin Devine and Patrick Rowlands, the 2 teammates. Alex Hopkins in 29th and Jota Jota Gonzalez, who was back and we didn't even realize. So nice to have you back, Jota Jota. It's great to have you here with us. Massimo De Laurentiis in 31st in front of Antonio Benitez, Simone Pancri, Max Müller, Andrea Brachetti, Cody Grams, Philip Lucas and Yves Tovet. And we're not done yet because we have Koji Ito, who had a great race last week. Not very lucky today. Alex Fournier, big points lost for him in the championship. Leonard Cherry, Richard Van Veen, and Greg Waters. And Austin, if memory serves me right, next week we are heading to one of my all-time favorite racetracks to race in iRacing and to commentate the national layout at Donington Park.
Yeah, that layout is where we are at next week, and hey, Alton Park, the national layout is it's a little bit weird. It certainly is a little bit weird, but hey, with these cars, it's actually Donington Park National. That's what you said, isn't it?
Yeah, the national layout at Donington Park, yes, the one with the one without the stupid extension.
Yes, yeah, that final chicane is going to be very cool to see cars flying around that extension. It does provide a little bit of excitement, but that chicane at the end is very fun, and Donington is such a great place to have that race. I thought you said Alton for a bit, I got a little bit confused, but it is Donington Park, the national layout, and it is going to be so fun to see when all of our cars go around there next week. Back to its normal time. I don't believe we'll be having this earlier start time, actually.
Wait a second, because of course we will confirm you during the week, because there is the clock change here in Europe, so we'll have to wait for the official announcement as per usual. Austin, nothing is easy in life. Not even time zones.
Nothing is easy in life, especially when time is so simple. But hey, when you live in a world where it's like, yeah, well, a few times a year we're just going to mess with the clocks, just to keep everybody on their toes. Thank you, life. Thank you, everybody, for joining us here. I hope you had a fantastic time joining us here for the iGPFun Formula 3 series here at Laguna Seca. I've been joined by Marco Balbanera. I'm Austin Knight, and I hope y'all have a good night or good afternoon and enjoy an F1 race.